I recently visited my son's Catholic school, and a lot of the girls were dressed surprisingly immodestly for a Catholic school. What can I say or present to the principal to get this problem fixed? I worry that if he is going to be in this environment, I may need to pull him to a different school.
Yeah, I was speaking at a Catholic high school a while back. I'm not going to disclose the exact location or school name. And it was bad. Like it was real bad. Like the girls' skirts could be mistaken for wide belts. It was just like, wow, how did we get here? And so, I'm a straight shooter. So I pulled the principal aside after the assembly, and the campus minister was right there. And I don't know if there's a president of the school or like some bigwigs. And I said, hey, I praised them for all these great things that they were doing on campus. But then I said, I do have one suggestion that I think is, I'm just going to be totally honest with you. I said, I give about 155 chastity talks per year at high schools, universities, junior highs, parishes all around the world. And to be completely honest with you, the length of the girls' skirts in this high school are shorter than any high school I have seen in the world in at least the last 10 years. And I said, I know when it comes to turning that ship around, it's tough. Not just because if you say it, the girls are going to have a meltdown, but a lot of these girls' moms are the ones paying to have their daughters' skirts hem shorter than what's in the handbook for the students that the parents signed off. And they like the look of the girls. They think they look cute, and the moms probably need a chastity talk more than these girls do. And if you try to implement this new procedure, no, the skirts need to be to the knee. I mean, you're going to have an absolute meltdown among the parents, and they're just going to be banging down your wall and showing up with pitchforks and torches at your office and have a whole mob on your hands. So I said, here's the idea. I said, we need to, if you're going to try to steer the ship around, because I always assume the goodness of the principal. They know it's an issue. They want to change it. I said, first thing we got to do is we have to address modesty with boys. Because I said, if all you're doing is cracking down on skirt lengths and you're not talking about the fact that the immodesty of a boy's speech or the immodesty of a boy's intentions could be far more immodest than any outfit the girl could put on, if you're just putting the whole problem of modesty solely on females, then essentially what it's doing is blaming them and their bodies for the whole problem of lust. When lust is not a girl problem, like this is a human problem. We need to fight together to create a civilization of love. And so you want to make sure that you're really recommending, hey, we need to really try to promote modesty among boys and girls at this school. And yeah, are they going to have a bit of a conniption fit over it? Yep, they could. But you know what? The inmates don't get to run the asylum. All right. And if you want to regain the Catholic identity of a school, I was at a school recently where they were literally bleeding out attendance to other local Catholic high schools that had their Catholic identity firmly in place. And this school did not. I mean, it was theologically quite a mess. And the parents were just tired of it. They're pulling the schools, putting kids and putting into other Catholic schools that actually had their Catholic identity. And so in the long run, although some parents might get upset, this will be in the best interests of the school long term. And so I would recommend call up the principal and ask if you can make an appointment to come by the office to discuss this concern that you have. And, try to create, I'm not coming to you like the principal's the problem. Try to come to the principal like that person is the solution to the problem and that you're paying XYZ for a Catholic education. You are paying an arm and a leg probably to make sure your kid gets an authentic Catholic education. But your understanding of that is not this, that religion is a department wing in the school. Like that's the science wing, that's the math wing, that's the religious wing. No. Catholic is what the school is in the English department, in the anatomy and physiology department. It's infused into that. That's an authentic Catholic education. And if you've got modesty guidelines in the handbook, see if it already exists there and say, look, it says the girls' skirts need to be this, but nobody's enforcing this because it doesn't matter if laws say you can't do it if there's nobody there to enforce it. And so just say, hey, I would really appreciate if we could try to come up with, maybe you can give them suggestions. Hey, maybe we can bring Jason to do a chastity talk. Maybe we can use this curriculum in the religion department and just say, but I just want to let you know I have your full support. And try not to go alone. Say, I have talked to 17 other parents and they all agree with me. Because if you're just one squeaky wheel by yourself, it's a lot easier for the principal to write you off. But if you're like, I've been talking to like 9 different parents and all of us are really concerned about this. And so we want to work with you to try to shift the culture of the school, not blaming the girls and shaming them and all that, but helping the girls to understand how beautiful modesty really is, that it's this unspoken invitation to contemplation for the men to realize there's so much more about these women than just their bodies. And it's not that the body is the problem, but the reduction of a woman to the body parts is the problem. And so modesty is an unspoken invitation of respect. And oftentimes when a girl is dressing immodestly, the person most distracted by her outfit is not the boys, it's actually the girl herself, that she's so concerned with like tugging the skirt down and this. She's not even comfortable in it herself. She just thinks, well, this is what the look is and I've got to fit that look. And so, yeah, find other parents who agree with you. Come to the principal, not, like a mob scene, but in an effort to work together to build up the Catholic identity of the school, letting that principal know you have their full support because you know there's going to be backlash. So be brave, speak up, and that culture can be shifted. Hey, if you enjoyed that clip, I'd encourage you to please like, subscribe, share, comment. That helps show it to more people. And then also submit your question at the email live@chastity.com, or submit your question or call in through our Discord server so we can talk to you in person on our next show.